Hey there, lads and lasses. This here is Thunderhand64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States here on a Friday morning. It is a little bit past 11 a.m. That can only mean that it's time for some Buffooncraft SMP Season 6. Welcome on in, Sage, Princess Nebula, fellow buffoons. Princess Tiny One, I see you down there. Welcome on in. You should see the corresponding shoutouts there, auto shoutouts for our buffoons. Nebula also being a good friend and moderator. And of course, Nebula says, I am here doing the lurky lurk while I eat my clear liquid lunch. So it's vodka today? Slancha, happy Friday, everyone. Mine is my not quite so clear liquid brunch. Liquid brunch that packs a punch. Because that's the Belhaven we have. And that's like, I think it's 7.4% by alcohol. That's some good stuff. It gives you that warm Scotch ale glow. It's just wonderful. So relaxing. Anyways, let's log right onto the server. There she is, Princess Tiny One. Okay. Sage and Nova. Let's, before Lone Star jumps on in and berates us for not setting our our status. That's what we're trying to do. We have a lot of cleaning up to do. We had a little bit of a side quest going, and it took us a couple of days to do. It was hard to do. We should be good now, but we have some cleaning and some organizing to do, and then we'll get back to digging our hole. At least I think we will. We'll see what happens, but let's do this. Shulker, Thunder's basic kit. That should go in there. I'm thinking left to hit torches. Oh yeah, we got a lot of this kind of stuff. Where should we put this stuff? Maybe in one of the questing chests. Shulkers. Maybe do that. H2 no hydrate. So H2 no. So, but there should be enough water in this, I think. Should be good enough. I feel hydrated. I don't feel unhydrated. All right. So, yeah, coming back from the quest, we have a lot of stuff with which to deal. You'll see we have a chest plate that we have to deal with. We might have lost that. Tools to repair. Side quest was fun. It was interesting. It needed to be done for a number of reasons. There are scientific studies that show that after sport, a single beer is better hydrated than most sports drinks. Thank you for the lurk, Princess Tiny One. I don't doubt that. I don't put 100% faith in scientific studies because there'll be a scientific study that comes out after that that reconfirms that alcohol does dehydrate you, and then there'll be another one that says it doesn't. But you know what? I would rather regard the scientific studies. Yes, but I want this one to be true. Yes, and I think that's... Let me see. Lurk, but doing nefarious things in testing. Oh, okay. All right. Nova seems to be in lurk state right now, so... Okay, we have a lot of things we need to clean up here. Oh, Lord. I forgot minecarts do not stack. So much cleaning up to do. Seeing just how many zombies one player can take at once. You'd be talking to the man about that. Now, it seems I'm missing a shulker. That's not a good thing, so I'm wondering where I might have left that. I might be messing with riders as well. Cool. It's bringing back memories of our moon event, villager. Which was not entirely unpleasant. That I think was actually the making of that was actually a lot of fun. It really was. The results maybe not so much so, but enough about that. A bit more controlled than that, but the same idea. Yeah, of course, of course. Let's see. I'm going to keep that right there. So yeah, well, I'm not going to apologize, but some slight regrets that we're going to spend a little time organizing inventory and stuff. We need to do that because our little side quest took quite a bit out of us. Baby zombies, writing baby zombies kind of stuff. Oh, I like the sound of that. And of course, there's the mighty Waylander Tone. Welcome on in, Tone. Hope that you are doing well today. Wow, so much. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about all of this milk. How about we just stash it all right there for right now, because it's going to be impractical to deal with it otherwise. So I keep a couple of what I call adventuring or questing shulkers, where I have like sets of gear and stuff all set to go here. Back worse than usual, otherwise good. Lower back pain. Well, I don't envy you in that, of course. All right, let's use the rest of these. I had sciatica bothering me for years because I was driving the car just way too much. But this last year, I've pretty much alleviated it by just not driving the car as much. So I convinced Mrs. Thunderhand to take on one trip during the week, picking up Kachi to school from school on one night. I still bring him in that morning, but she grabs him at school at the end of the evening and brings him to his lesson for at least one of those nights. And even that has made a pretty big difference. And so the sciatica is pretty much, it's probably not gone completely because it never does, but it hasn't been bothering me that much. But just driving the car so much, especially when I was working and I was spending 4 hours a day in a car, commuting back and forth, and then all weekend too, driving the boys around to all their events and classes and activities and stuff. It just destroyed the whole right side of my body. It was just... I get the feeling you're going to start asking me a lot of questions that start with, how did you... Oh, then that means it's going to be good. I have problems with my right elbow sometimes from playing games. Yeah, it's weird because, at my age now, it's like each year, like I have another part of my body fails. Each year I get a new condition or a new ailment. So 2026, it seems like my left arm. Now, you know how you get the pins and needles if your arm sleeps, that you cut off the circulation because you're laying on it? Yeah, it feels like that now, like whenever I lay down, whether I'm applying pressure on it or not. It just feels like that, like nearly all the time now. It's not so much when I'm standing or sitting like this and I'm vertical, but if I go horizontal, the pressure on it, and I think that might be from like some sort of carpal tunnel with the left hand. I'm not sure. It's not painful, but it's discomfort. It's just annoying, right? So, yeah, that's the new thing I've noticed in 20. So that's 2026. Ah, there he is. He's woken up. Mr. Relic. Torches, it looks like we're good. Those can go back. Yeah, so each year it's something new. So this year it's the left arm. Okay, so we have that now. All right. Did you say you made the gold farm create XP again? Or did I misunderstand? I know one of the Hopper minecarts was missing, and I think OPG replaced it. Not fun. Yeah. It's just part of getting old. I mean, yeah, it's not fun. It sucks, but oh well. I won't have to worry about it for much longer. That's the good thing. I got one design, just need to tweak a few things before I build it. It's pretty nuts. Looking forward to seeing that. Let me see. These, I'm going to keep these spare. I don't know where I should put this stuff, really. I've got one there. And I've got one there. I made a whole slew of these because during my side quest, I kept reaching for this and it wasn't there. It's like, what the heck, man? I'm Thunderhand 64. I'm like renowned for having this in my inventory constantly. Like flint and steel is like one of the handiest things that you can have. I am concerned that I'm missing that tech shulker though. That is bothering me a little bit. Just a little bit. Ooh, here's something we acquired though. And some of you might take that as a hint. I usually keep one of those in the old inventory, but I do not need 2 beds. Here we go. Hey, we've got an empty shulker. Okay. Tools, yeah, you're coming with me, Tools. We've got some repairs we need to do. Dude, you better have a good solid 20 left. Oh my god. I hope not. That's too much. That is way too much. I don't think I want to be around for a solid 20, man. I think about maybe 8 should about cover it. I think I could accomplish everything I want to do in about 8. So, let's see. I think we should have one of those. Stick stuff. Can I fit these in here? Yeah, I guess so. All right. That's good. We'll keep that handy. We'll do that. Let's see. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that clearly belongs here. Let me see. I usually carry some extra obsidian in the basic kit, but I think we have enough here. I'll just stash that in the adventuring kit instead. Maybe we can do that. We can deal with that in there. I am here, finished food, and walked around. Stomach surgery is not fun. Aww. Yeah, I do remember you saying that now that you mention it. Nebses. You know, stomach is one of those things that you don't really think about until something goes wrong with it, and then you're like, oh my god. Yeah, like my older brother, he's only 2 years older than me. My older brother had his stomach detach itself from, you know, the inner wall of his body and flip itself over. And it did that a couple of times. They had to do surgery a couple of times on him to reattach it. It's like, oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, gentle tone, you big galoof. Gentle. Let's see. We need to leave that out because we have to repair that stuff. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, a whole shoulder full of dirt. That's what we have there. Yeah, see, this was some more tech stuff. So I'll tell you what. Let's just we'll dye this and rename it. I don't know where Tech 1 is. I'm going to have to go fetch that. I think I have an idea of where it could be. And I don't want to go there right now. So I'll make a Tech 3 probably. Do I have it in here? No, I don't. Yeah, I need to keep that in there. And that, I guess, can go in there for right now. Whatever. So we'll do something like this. We'll bring this over here. Okay, then we're going to need to dye this thing. And I think I was going light gray with these. Does it take only one? I think it does. Yeah, there we go. Good. Basic kit can go back now. That's good. Well, if anyone has to have their abdomen inflated, understand that a known side effect is that your collarbones hurt after. You know, I can see that. Oh, Nebula. Fuck. Yeah, that's understandable. You know, I wouldn't have thought about that, but when you mention it, it's like, yeah, of course, yeah. Actually, those can go back in the redstone kit. I think we can keep this like this. I think this should be all right. Yeah, that's good. Then we can get out our box of redstone so we can stash this stuff in here like so. I have to go stock up on some emeralds too and some books. You know, I think we're good. Let's see. Some of these we're going to have to drop off some of this stuff. Yeah, here's some just general junk stuff. Let's see. I think we have various cobble, deep slate, crafted deep slate. Yeah, that stuff can go there. That's dark oak right there. You can get rid of this stuff. Do we have slimy bits? I thought we did. Sliminess right up there. Keep some cheese right there. Right. And then, do I have a separate chest for tough? I don't think I do. So we'll stash that right in there. So these two can stay in here for right now. There we go. And where is tools 2? Let's... Okay, spare shulker. That's good. Let's see. We will do that. And we will do that. Good. Nice. Yeah, tools 2 is what we want. I think we're good. I'll clean up this stuff a little bit later. My adventuring kit's right here. That we'll have to deal with a little later. I think we're good. Let's take care of this chest plate. Let's deal with that. We just need to upgrade this to netherite, and then we need to switch out our helmet too while we're at it. Because usually I'm just rocking the gold helmet, you know, because of the nether. You know what I mean? There we go. And
you can put some netherite trim on it.
Are you crouching?
No.
Where's the name tag? I'm not seeing the name tag.
That's because I'm crouching.
I asked you if you were crouching and you said no. Liar!
I blatantly lied.
Well, that's it. I'm gonna sleep off your subterfuge. Done. Here he comes. Hey there.
Hi.
How goes it?
That was alright. I had to fix all my tools, so it's good that you were delayed by other things.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So now, well, you know, there's many places now that we can go to get that done. So.
True.
Well, I wouldn't
I
say
think the
many, but
most
there are
effective
several.
There, a plurality.
Yeah, a plurality. Yeah, you're right. A multitude, one might say.
Multitude implies perhaps more, but enough.
So what brings you? Would it be
I don't know. Just
mischief
distracting.
by any chance?
So, mischief has been done upon you, and mischief has been performed by you.
Yes.
And I think those two vectors don't cancel each other out.
No, they don't. So my mischief apparently was misdirected.
Yeah.
So I've already contacted the target, and we've discussed dismantling it. But I would like to do that on stream with him because it'll be funnier.
Very good. If you would like to not on stream perform other mischief, I do have nefarious plans that are in need of a target.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't have a target yet.
Ah.
I'll tell you what I was thinking, though. Was I was
tell.
just going to spam the retaliation.
Just bug shot. You'll probably.
Yeah, if you throw enough retaliation at a wall, some of it's bound to stick, kind of thing.
Hey, I think that's a valid strategy.
And then, you know, it's like, well, don't get upset at the target, at the retaliation. Get upset at the provocation.
So
direct your ire to the provocation.
Classic teacher behavior. If the person who did this doesn't step forward, I'm just punishing the entire class.
Let me see. Let me get caught up here with. I have a comment about that, but let me get caught up in the chat. I didn't know that until I woke up and I felt like they were broken collarbones. This is Nebula, and they said that was a known thing to get up and walk around because of the gas they pumped in. Walking helps absorb it. Oh, so they inflate you with, I assume, some sort of inert gas, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming this is for like laparoscopic surgery, where they sort of have the tiny arms that go in, but they need to pump you up like a balloon.
Yeah.
So that they have space to see.
Nem says it's carbon dioxide. I'm surprised.
Interesting. I would not have expected carbon dioxide.
Yeah, neither did I. I would figure it would be like one of the noble gases that are inert, like xenon or something, but argon or something like that. And then they light you up like a fluorescent tube.
Like, could you imagine they pump you up with like helium and it just takes months to work its way out of your system and you just have that squeaky voice?
Oh, that would be hilarious.
That'd be so funny.
And what's the one that has the inverse effect? It's a sulfate, right? Hydrogen sulfate, I think.
That sounds plausible.
Yeah, like, I think it's hydrogen sulfate.
It's like a hexasulfate or something, right?
Yeah, and it like drops your voice like 3 octaves, but it's like really dangerous. Neb says she's going to lurk again, but she's here just, okay. All right, Nebs. Please take it easy. Does everyone want to laugh at me? I think something I've done before surgery is hard.
No,
I
hey,
think you're going to tell us, Nebs.
We're finding joy in potentially bad things.
Yeah. And there's Dora. Hope it all went well,
Dora.
Nebs. Dora. Okay. Let me upgrade this chest plate.
Yeah. I'll leave you to it.
I was being wheeled back to the OR and told the OR nurse that they were taking me back to have fun. I think fun was in quotes there, Nebs. Was intended to be in quotes. I need a smithing template. That's what I need. And apparently I don't have any. But wait. I think I keep them in the basic kit. Yes, I do. And let me see. We need a smithing table like this. I think that goes there. That goes there. That goes there. And then we're here. I was being completely serious to them. I said, I'm going to be asleep, so it won't be fun for me, but for them to have fun. Well, if you've been under the effects of anesthesia before, and this is just for the chat in general, have you dreamt while you were or do you recall dreaming while you were under anesthesia? I never have, and I don't think that people typically do. Because I was about to remark, well, you could have had a funny dream while you were under there, and it could have been fun, but I don't think people typically dream when they're under anesthesia. I don't think they do. Because it's not exactly like natural sleep. I didn't remember anything. Yeah, neither did I. You know, I've been put under a couple of times, and not often, but a few times over the 62 years of existence. And yeah, I don't recall ever having dreamt. No, but once, for once, I remember before going under and then had a panic attack when I woke up. All I remember is crying, then waking up. Aww. I hope somebody was there with you, Dora, and you didn't go through that alone, right? Please? Yeah, waking up from anesthesia alone is not cool. Aww. Not cool. Okay, that's good. I guess that's as good as that situation can be, right? Nebula was saying that she had a panic attack when she woke up. Woke up. Okay, we're good there. All right, I'd like to check the status of the XP farm, the donut. Yes, so buffoons who are very, very late to the party. We can fly now. They were asking me what my favorite alcoholic drink was, and I said, well, it's gonna feel like you've had a whole load of that. Donut farm does not XP, huh? Well, let's see what the deal is. Because I'm thinking it should. Not anymore, and the gold rates are much lower. Because, I mean, we're still killing the mob. And, I mean, it's not going to XP automatically like that anymore. It should manually, but then you'd have to swat them, I suppose, right? Like, you'd have to open that up and swat them with, like, a looting sword or something, right? So, yeah, it's not going to, like... Yeah, it won't do that passively anymore. They removed the bug. Yeah, I remember that. The worst is watching your child be put to sleep. Never want... Oh, yeah, that's... I think the last time I ever had something like... experienced something like that, I think Biggity was put under... to have his wisdom teeth removed. Yes, I think Dora's speaking for all of us there. Yeah, we would like to have you back, Nebs. We miss you so much. But please take care of yourself, okay? Server's not going anywhere. It'll still be here when you get back. Okay, let's just go to the Gadian fam. We'll XP over there. I'm trying to think what my alternate XP farm was. I think I'm thinking about my drown farm in Generations. When did we get wings? So we got wings as a gift from Marin for completing the Buffoon Skies 2 event. We were gifted wings. And you know what the cool thing about it is, Nebs? Number one, they never break. Number two, they never come off. And three, you can wear them with chest armor. Now, Villager seems to not approve of that, and he wants to nerf that, but I'm hoping he takes his own sweet time with that and never gets around to it. Let me see, Guardian Farm. Oh, yeah, that's down here. Okay. Mob farms and the silverfish farm things, that's right. In fact, I need to build one of those over at my base. But I think I'm going to go with the allay option, just to be different. Oh, Marin is so nice. Indeed. We can toggle between Elytran and human. Yeah, that's right. Villager's like, yeah, just a little. So... less HP, takes more damage, debuff from being in tight spaces, but in compensation we get wings and boost. Hey, flying, what if the wings break when the armor reaches half or something? Is that possible? Like you can't fly if your armor is low. Oh, and yeah, Villager thought that he would add to uplift your spirits. Oh, and Marin's dead, by the way. So, bad news there as well. We get the wings for Marin's resting. Villager, the epitome of tact, as usual. Can you imagine flying Villager, like working at hospice or something like that? With oh my god! Let me see. Is my sword still in here? It might be. Oh my god, it's not. Oh, that's not good. I wonder where that's gotten off to. Maybe I've lost that. Did I accidentally put it in my armor box? Probably not. No, it might be in one of the other shulkers or whatnot in back at the base. Ah! All right. Well, let's go get a replacement. And you know what? Let's just fly over there. It'll take a few minutes to get there, but it's so cool being able to, number one, see the entire server like this. But two, just rocket over the water. Okay. Corny space. Skip space. Nebula and shut space. Here's OBG's base over there. And you can see, look, you can even see my iron farm way in the background. And you can see Nova and I's southern mob farm. There's Nova's pyramid, majestically rising from the horizon. All right, let's just fly right over there. Dora. I almost took a job recently where I would deliver hospice equipment to people's houses. Yeah, I've been looking at various ways to balance the character, but until I find the perfect fit, I won't change anything. Good luck completely rewriting that mod flying. Yeah. I've also got important things to focus on for you guys. Okay, cool. Maybe. What are you using for the view distance? Is that something new, or is it Bobby? It's Bobby. But see, you have to occasionally reload some of the chunks. Like, Bobby's not saving these chunks over here for some reason. So I keep flying over here, hoping that Bobby will save them, and it doesn't. So Bobby might have a limit as to how many chunks it can preserve. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I think that that's part of the deal. Might be my settings. But I like flying past these builds now. The map looks so much smaller, in a good way. Like, no pun intended, it really puts things into perspective. Like, I've made this run several times during my my side quest that I've been committing for the last couple of days. And like flying over OPG's base like this on my way to my base, it just never gets old. I mean, his base is so colorful and the way he laid it out and stuff. It's just so cool. Yeah, you can see some of the chunks are updating. This is my neighbor over here. Look at this. Look at the crane and the moose and stuff. It's just swan right there. And there's that guy's place over there. And then there's the heinous vandalism that has been committed upon our build. Lurk, got to check some stuff. Thanks, Nova. He looks derpy now. So that's going to require a little bit of a retaliation. I thought Lux had done that originally. And I only thought that because of the timing of the event when I noticed it. Nova and Lux were on at that point, and then the moment I logged on, Lux had logged off at that point. Which seemed a little suspicious and seemed like something Lux would do, so I thought he might have done it. But he didn't. Apparently. So we'll take this one for right now. And I'll locate my other sword eventually. I mean, when you have my trading hall down here in the south, like these kinds of items, no big deal. Who did it then? That's a good question. That is a good question. Well, it would have to be somebody who's smart enough and funny enough to have thought about it, but dumb enough to have committed a mischief on me. Because, yeah, there is my retaliation. 13 guesses. Not Thunder, not me, because I haven't been on a bit. I mean, some of you are newer buffoons, but you should know better than to do that kind of stuff to me. That would have been an amazing ninja move, though. Yeah. You know, I think we're going to need a landing pad up there so we don't have to take the elevator anymore. Maybe Nova won't mind if I modify that a little bit. Now that we have wings! How am I doing for time here? I've got maybe 7 minutes left of the stream right now. Well, not of the stream, but until I take a break. Till the ad break. Yeah, I don't think Dora might have done that. And switch to standing mode, yeah. Let's see. We can do this. We've got this. Things are about to get loud, people. Let's see. How do I want to go about this? Maybe we just do like this and we switch them out. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is what mob sounds. Hostile mobs, yeah. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, the air is a little dry here today, even though we've had quite a moist morning. Wow, look at how fast that was repaired. That's insanity. I would have done a much better job. Thank you. Well, you know, I will say in defense, number one, the jankier it is, the funnier it is. And number two, it had to be committed extremely quickly. So, I mean, well done, whoever pulled it off, but I will find you. And when I do, you will pay. So I did think it was Lux, and so I did commit a mischief upon Lux. But when I found out it wasn't Lux, I let Lux know. So I told him that undoing my mischief, that we should do that together, maybe on a stream. I was hoping he'd be available now so we could do that, because it is really funny. But maybe during his stream, when he streams next, maybe we'll do that. Because I think he's going to need some help. He might need a hand with that. Hawk. That's okay. He'll be off until June. I'm a patient man. I can wait. In the meantime, y'all might want to stay away from there. I'm just saying. And don't ruin the surprise for him either. I mean, you can check it out, but I need to stop being a wuss and hit the live button. Dora! But you know, you're still having the vision issues, right? Yeah. I think it's the medication I've been on. Well, in a way, that's kind of good, right? Hey, you're preaching to the choir. I think I got these glasses about maybe 5 years ago. They're really good. I got them in Taiwan. They're really, really good. But I think I'm gonna have to get some new ones because I think my vision has gotten worse since then. Let me see. These are not the mending ones. All right. Okay, we're good. We can resume work. Seems I've misplaced another shovel. That's my silk touch shovel, so I want my regular shovel. So I don't know, maybe I'll make one of those when I get back. The thing is, where in here would we knock a door? Oh, you know what you could do is put a door behind this painting. You could do that. You could do that. You could do the old door behind the painting thing. Oh, that's the shovel in which for which I was looking. Right in my hand. Glasses are so expensive. Yeah, that's why I get mine in Taiwan. I mean, these are like, in the US, these would be a small fortune. And in Taiwan, they're still expensive. But, it's worth it. Because there's a transition, so when I go outside, the lenses tint to protect your eyes from the sunlight. Because that's something you don't think about when you're in the lower parallels towards the equator. The sun is way brighter down here. It is way brighter. And so you see people in Southern California wearing sunglasses all the time. It's not just fashion. You actually have to have them to protect your eyes because the sun is way brighter here. I gotta try to get mine done while I'm unemployed because I think I can get a huge... Yes. Yeah, I'm actually going over to my base, but I'm just reloading these chunks and seeing if Bobby will save them. Nova, is that other distance mod that you're using? Is that Distant Horizons? You probably mentioned it in the forums and in the Discord, and if you have, then, Voxy, that's right. That's right. One of the other reasons why I just want to fly over here is just to show you viewers just how beautiful this area is down here. I mean, OPG, myself, Nova, we picked a really, really good spot to build down here. It's just magnificent. And this is, I don't even have shaders on right now. Look at my base. The least developed base on the entire server. As usual. That's why I really want to wrap this thing up, because I really want to get to work on this and make this a buffoon-worthy base. So I'm going to pack my butt right over here for right now. We will take our ad break, and then when we come back, we're going to have to undo this vandalism and then get back to work down here. We've got a lot of digging to do. That might actually be a pretty good thumbnail right there. I need to come over to this area and build my Maldives build. There be a group of islands right there. Now, they're covered with birch right now, but they are in this strait between that northern sea and the southern sea right here. And OPG's base and Nebs, so you'll have to clear it with these guys. You know, I'm sure they'll be fine with it. But there's a set of islands right there that would be ideal for that, Dora. Right there. We just flew over them 2 times during this stream. There's a couple of islands back out over this way, but they're really small. There's a beautiful harbor right there. It doesn't look so fantastic from here, but when you fly over it, it's really magnificent looking. In fact, if I hadn't built my base here, I might have built it there. Oh, wow, look at that. I think there is some warm ocean near me, too. I just need to have a proper look. Yeah, there might be. In fact, you know, Dora, I think... Oh, no, not quite. It didn't save the chunks over there. Sometimes, you know, if I get this just right, I can see some of the bits of your base over there. Yeah, like right in this area. Especially since you put the observatory up. Okay, I am going to take an ad break. I will be right back. We're going to run about 3 minutes of ads. And then, yeah, we'll be right back. Hey there, welcome back. All right, let me see. We are in standing mode. There we go. We're back on the server. Done. You know, earlier, Sage and I were talking about, me committing mischief on all of the buffoons for this. Just spamming my retribution. And then Sage was saying, that's like typical teacher behavior to do something like that. Yeah, I've never liked teachers doing that, like punishing the whole class for like what one or two students do. Yeah, and when I was the AP of my school, I didn't allow our teachers to do that. I didn't. And I was quite controversial in that regard. Because that kind of disciplinary action is from the military, actually. The idea is that you punish the whole squad, but then afterwards, the squad beats the crap out of that one person who's responsible for that, right? And then that's the deterrent, right? But for students in a school, the students can't beat the crap out of the student who started it. They're not allowed to do that. At least they're not here in the U.S. And so that whole thing of punishing the whole class doesn't work at all. That just allows that student to do that more. So, yeah, so I never allowed that in our school. And I got a lot of pushback from our principal because of that, and some of the teachers. Most of the teachers agreed with me, though, but some of the teachers did not like that. Because I think that's not classroom management. You know, that's just being lazy and cowardly. I feel that's the way I felt about it. So, and then the students don't learn accountability. So, okay. All right, we need to reset the playlist. Oh, look at this. Baby drowned. He thinks he's going to get all up in my business here. Yeah. I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. All right, let's restart the playlist. There we go. And now to the second half. Okay, back to his terrifying self. You know, I did want this to look not quite as terrifying as that. But, yeah. That's the way it came out, so I'm going to go with it. Whew, that is scary. That is scary. Okay. Let's get back down to work down in here. What we were doing down here. So the idea is he's climbing out of this pit in which he is contained. And he is a guardian, and we keep him in this pit. And when folks come around to commit mischief, my friend here is supposed to defend us from that. He is not yet ready for that vocation, but we'll get there. So we're digging down the hole. We're only going to go down to deep slate, I think. And then we're going to do some kind of gradient here where we'll have black concrete and a gradient up the walls and maybe on his body. So we can finish this up and get on with our base. You know, that's what I'm trying to do here. Let me see. So we have quartz and we have red wool. Okay, I think I'll hang on to those. Where did the black concrete come from? That's probably one of... Oh, that came from the eyes. That's right. Okay. We should be good here. Yeah, we should be good. All right. What am I going to need now? I usually keep some sand in the inventory so I can deal with the water. But we're almost down to the layers where we're through with the water pockets. Well, no, actually that's not true. We'll get water pockets all the way down to the deep slate layer here. So this is the layer. This is how far down I'm going. Right here. Like all of that's water in there. But I find it's easier to deal with the water from above. We could just drop the sand down and fill it. So that's what I'm doing. So you can see we're at layer 0 right now. That's as far down as I'm going to go. Because I really don't want to build out the giant's entire body. I'm not looking forward to that. I just don't have the time for that. So we're here right now. This is where we're at. And I've been using sand and some gravel and some stuff to fill in the water as I go along here. So we can, let's get some, oh, we'll just do it tool by tool. And let's keep the flint and steel out because we're going to be using that a lot. And this can go in the left hand and the offhand so you can all see what I'm working on. Then we could do some insta-mining and other things. So and you can see I'm keeping mini HUD open with the guide here so I can follow it. So I'm hoping while I'm at this, I can recover a lot of copper too. And I don't really care about excavating these walls so much. I'm going to fill them in with a gradient later. But I'm not going to go too nuts with the gradient because you're going to be looking at it through water and a lot of water. So I think the water is going to really obscure a lot of stuff. So there's no sense in making it look like super spectacular because you're not really going to be able to see it. We only need enough of a gradient to give the illusion of depth. And that's it. I didn't say it earlier, but welcome on in, Lone Star. With the suspicious acknowledgement of the vandalism. Just seems a little sus there. Just a little bit. I could be paranoid, but I don't think so. Yeah, see, we have a little bit of filling to do there. Let me see. I think when it comes to this stuff, I'll just fill it like that. Yeah, there we go. And so I like to carefully carve out the edges here, the boundaries first. And then I can just relax then after that and just obliterate the insides, the interior parts. It's just a little more satisfying to do it, to go about it that way. But this is definitely a Nebula job. Definitely. The one-woman eco-disaster. I will say, though, when I had Dora down here, you know, she cleared out a lot of this stuff. But I have concerns about asking for her assistance with this because of her eyesight, so... This is like my favorite job, yeah. Nebula, I need you to dig a big hole. I'm on it! Like an hour later, right down to bedrock. But, you know, I do know the appeal of doing this because I like to do this stuff too, especially during a stream. I know it's not the most thrilling stuff to watch, but it's nice because I don't have to think as hard about it. And so I can react to the chat a little bit better. I can interact with you viewers a little more easily. Oh, that reminds me, I need to talk to Nova. Okay. Oh, I must be just outside the influence of the beacon. The beacon. Yeah, the circle's a little... The radius of this circle is a little bit bigger than that of the effect of the beacon, which I think is 50 blocks. There, okay, we're back. So the little Thunderhand family will be off to Taiwan very, very soon. I won't be going this time. I'll be staying home here because there's so many things I have to do here, and I can't really do them while Mrs. Thunderhand is home. So I'm taking advantage of the fact that she's away in Taiwan, and I've got basically 1 month to get all the home repairs and everything done that need to be done. So I've got several projects that have been languishing here around the homestead, but I can't do them because she's here. So I need her gone so I can get that stuff done. So I decided I'm going to stay home this time. I'll let them do that, and then when they come back, everything will be done. Do you need another beacon? I can get you one. I'm all set for beacons, thank you. I mean, I could set up another one over on the other side, but, you know, I'm just not bothering to do it. It's only a very small section that it misses out on. So you're all going in August like normal? No, actually, we're going in, they are going in June. So very, very soon. I probably brought a little too much sand with me this time around. But you're right, we usually do go like in August. That's because of Biggity's university schedule. But this is his last year, actually. He has an internship during the summer. And so this is going to be pretty challenging for him. He needs to finish his junior year and then from Seattle fly straight to Taiwan. And then from Taiwan fly back straight to Seattle for his internship. Then he needs to come back down here for the last few weeks he has for his summer break. So Seattle back to here. And then in late September, back up there to finish his last year up there. So my older son, Biggity, has a lot of flying to do. Oh, and I know Kachi's birthday is sometime soon, either this month or in July. I think it's happy birthday to him wherever he is. Wow, he's going to have a busy summer. Yeah, the boys are very, very busy. I say boys, but the Norton men, they're super, super busy. Kachi is in the end of July, which is going to be nice, actually, for a change, because he'll be back from Taiwan. So I'll get to spend his birthday with him, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to. He'd be over there, I'd be here, you know? This month, though, I will be flying up to Seattle to visit Biggity for his birthday. For his 21st birthday. And so they have a very cool pub up there. And that we like to go to. And so we'll be going there for his 21st birthday. It's expensive for me to do that, but that's a pretty big deal for me, so, and for him. And so I can't let that one slide. So he and I made the arrangements for that. And so it's just going to be like a 3-day kind of thing. Because flight-wise, you know, from SoCal here to Seattle and back, it's not that big of a deal. It's still kind of expensive, but it's not too bad. And I don't need a hotel room because I'll just stay at his apartment up there with him and his buddies. Which is going to be hilarious. And then I'll just fly back the next day kind of thing. It's a little bit wasteful, but I can't let his 21st go by without me. So, but it's important, you're right. So even though I'm semi-retired, I had to do some things to make some money here, you know, so I could go afford to do that. But I did it. I swung it. And like I said, you know, it's not that bad because we don't need like a rental car or anything like that because it's Seattle. They have mass transit there. We can get around to where we need to go. I don't need to stay at a hotel or an Airbnb or anything like that. So it's really basically just a plane flight. But I really enjoy visiting Seattle. I wouldn't want to live there, but I do like visiting. Yeah, it's a fun town to visit. Ironically, there is a very large Taiwanese community there and a very large Irish community there. It's like the perfect blend of both of our worlds. Yeah, it is a very nice place to visit. Yeah. To live though, no. But one thing I really appreciate about it is the climate because it reminds me a lot of home. So because it's so cool and wet up there, right? So come on, no more sneezing. All right. I think I might be good. Biggity has done extremely well for himself up there. I could not be more proud of that young man. So and it's cool, you know, that he and I get to spend some time with each other without the whole rest of the family there. Because we genuinely enjoy hanging out with each other. We really do. So, and I miss the heck out of him. You know, that dude, he and Kachi are like my best friends of all times. They're not just my sons. They're like my very best friends. So I miss them when they're not around. But this is the third year that Biggity's been up there. So he knows Seattle now like the back of his hand. So he's like, oh, bah, I want to take you here. I'll take you there. We'll go do this. We'll go do that. We'll take this. Like, yeah, son, it's only a couple of days, dude. But I can't believe, like, next year, this time next year, he'll be graduating. And so we're all going up there to for his graduation, definitely. And we haven't done that in quite some time because we haven't had the money. But we're already making the arrangements, all three of us, you know. So Mrs. Thunderhand is putting away the cash. I'm socking away the cash. Biggity himself, because of his job, is socking away the cash. And so we've got quite an ordeal planned. Well, I wouldn't say ordeal, but quite a celebration planned for that. It's going to be fun. Oh, it's a perfect community for the kiddos. Is he coming home after graduating next year, or has he made plans where he wants to live after, or is that... No, it's fine. It's fine. It really depends. You know, he's got a couple of internships going. He says he doesn't want to live in Seattle, and I don't blame him. But... yeah, nothing solid, so I doubt he's going to graduate and go straight into a job, but he might. It depends on what kind of opportunities open up for him between now and then. Because one thing that Biggity is particularly good at is he's a very, very good networker. And so Yeah, he already knows folks at Boeing in Seattle. He already, knows classmates. He has friends and stuff who work at Amazon. He's very, very well connected. So he works. His job that he does at the university is extremely good for networking. In fact, he probably couldn't get a better job for that. And so it depends. I think he's probably going to come home first, but and stay with us for a little while. Mrs. Thunderhand says she's not happy about that because money's really, really tight right now. But my philosophy on that is you stay as long as you need to stay. Because I want him to be as successful as possible. And, of course, I just like hanging out with him. But, I just want to make sure that he's all set before we send him out and commit him to rent and car payments and insurance and all that stupid crap that just saps the life out of you. I really want to make sure that his Roth IRA is well funded before he has to start, like, paying for rent and stuff like that. That's my big concern. I want his principal amount in his retirement fund pretty much set before he has to. And hopefully I can do the same thing with Kachi. That way, when they're old and bitter like I am in their 50s, they may be able to retire early and use, or at least use that threat of retiring early for leverage, right? So, but I want him to be as financially stable as possible before we send him out. We might not be able to do that, but I'm gonna try. Thank you. That's nice. I come from working class family in New England, and although my parents were encouraging, they never gave us any support at all. And so everything we've accomplished, we had to do by ourselves. And which is fine. We were able to do it. My older brother, my younger sister, and I, were able to do that. But I wanted to make sure that Kachi and Biggity had as much support as possible so they can actually carry it further than we were able to carry it. Pretty sure Biggity's going to be okay. It's Kachi is the one I'm worried about because he's 6 years younger than Biggity is. And so I just don't know what kind of condition I'm going to be in by the time he's graduating from university and stuff. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to help him. So yeah, that's the idea, right? I understand letting them struggle a little bit so they'll learn and they'll, get some grit and everything, but, I don't think I can help them enough. I really don't. I brought them into this world. I feel a little responsible, And it just makes them stronger, right? I don't think it makes them weaker. I think it makes them stronger. And if anything, it just makes things happen for them faster so they can get established quicker. And, when it comes to investing, you need to do that as early as possible because it's time. The money is made over time, so the earlier you get started with that, the better. The 401ks and, you know, the portfolios and stuff, you get that started earlier. You know, we weren't able to do that, so I want to try to get that stuff. You know, we were able to do it, but only it's like only a little bit and very, very late. Yeah, because our parents didn't really know anything about that. You know, they're like factory workers and stuff. And you know, you don't have to be super wealthy. I mean, it certainly helps. Mrs. Thunderhand's family certainly helps us in that aspect, but it's just, you know, trying to be as supportive as you can early on as possible. Like I said, you know, if you can get their Roth IRAs set up and get, you know, the principal amount in there before you boot them out of the house and they have to, you know, pay rent and insurance and car payments and all of that stuff, you know, then, you know, that investment can cook. And hopefully by the time they're 50, they'll have enough. Even if they don't have enough to like completely retire, they have enough where they have enough leverage where if they're not being respected at their jobs, they can say, you know, screw this, I'm out of here. And they have enough to get by. Or, you know, they have enough to send their own kids to college or something, you know. That's the idea. Hopefully we'll be able to pull that off. So, like I said, it's Kachi I'm concerned the most. It's one of the reasons why I retired a little earlier than I had planned. Is, you know, so I can help him along. Because I spent a lot of time with Biggity when he was a little dude. But I didn't get to spend any time with Kachi at all. So when I decided to retire early, I felt that he was still young enough where, you know, if I could donate most of my time to him in these final hours, then, you know, maybe I can have enough influence over him to help him out a little bit. Because it's, you know, not fair that Biggity gets everything, you know, especially in an Asian family where the firstborn son gets, like, everything. And then the subsequent sons and daughters get absolutely nothing. They're like the extra people. Yeah, I don't like that. That's one aspect of, you know, a lot of Asian cultures that I don't like. So it's my job to make sure that, you know, that Kachi has as many opportunities as possible. You know what? Let's mob proof quite a bit of this. How am I doing for time here? I've got about 14 minutes left. That's good. I can probably skim off this layer here in that time. There we go. You know what? Let's do a little bit of inventory management. Yeah, you can see in all this time, we've really only taken that much down. It's like, oh. Ah, thanks, Nova. I try. You know, it's Mrs. Thunderhand's contributions really go unappreciated at some times. You know, her and her family, you know, are really, really supportive of us. I couldn't do half of this stuff without them. I really couldn't. But, oh, well, I probably could, but it just makes it faster, right? And that's the really big deal with this kind of stuff. You know, it's not about having the funds, it's the time. The time is the big deal. You know, so if, you know, her family is a little bit more affluent, it just makes things go quicker. Especially when you're an old dude like me and you're starting late. That's really important. Takes a village, yep. Like, we could never do a lot of this stuff. Again, well, you know, we probably could, but it would just take too much time. You know, and that's the problem. You know, if it's just because, you know, I started so late. You know, I was already 35 when we met, and I was 40 years old when we conceived Biggity, and I was 46 when I conceived Kachi, you know, so we conceived Kachi. So, you know, I'm already way, way, way behind. So the idea is, you know, you need to make up for lost time. But, you know, if I were able to get established younger, then, you know, we wouldn't really need the help there. We could have done it almost entirely ourselves. Awk, 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 awk. Thing is, am I going to be able to finish up this layer before the end of the stream? I don't think so. I don't think so. There we go. Let's do that. Let's do that. Hook. So much water to deal with. Getting season 4 flashbacks, people. Here we go. Hawk. Please. You're killing me here. All right. That's better. Yes, I do. No. I don't know if you've noticed, but I never use those for decoration anymore. It's going to be quite a while until I recover from the sea pickle post-traumatic stress disorder. Sea pickle traumatic stress disorder. That was some ridiculous number. I think it was like 17,000 sea pickles or something like that. It was really crazy. I mean, the effect was really cool, but it was like, oh my god. Yeah, that was one for Stats Poker, definitely. I got a number of folds out of that. Yeah, the Green Sea Pickle song, yeah. Got to keep an eye on this netherite pickaxe because it's expensive. I got to watch my durability. There we go. Almost there. Almost there. It's cool because Kachi's finished his conservatory at his school now because he's coming down to the end of the school year. He's in his last month now. So usually he has his regular classes and then he has his conservatory art classes after school. But conservatory arts classes after school are now finished. And so he gets out a lot earlier now. Because that young man works very, very, very hard. And so I always feel good for him whenever he catches a break. So but he is basically going to finish his freshman year and then jump on a plane right to Taiwan because they're going 2 days after he finishes, I think. Slimy head, we'll hang on to that. All right, how am I doing here? I have about 6 more minutes left of the stream. 6 more minutes. This is going to be so cool. All right. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this in 6 minutes. Which now is less than 6 minutes. If there wasn't any ore and there wasn't any water to deal with, then yeah, I could probably swing it, but of course Nebula would sneeze and have this done. Wow, our pickaxe is getting very, very, very low. You know what? Let's do a little inventory management. We'll switch out tools, and then I think we'll wrap this up. It looks like we have about half of this layer done. I mean, we did spend a lot of time at the beginning of the stream, inventory management and stuff like that, but thanks. I feel like I did. I feel like it was a productive stream. Yeah, I think we only need about that much sand. I think that should be fine. And we can keep some extra torches over there. I tell you, no demolition job can be without an incinerator. Absolutely critical. Yeah, I carry the fixins for that in my tech kits always. My tech shulkers. Yeah, that's now standard equipment. That and this little baby right here, the flint and steel. Just monsters in case you need all the blocks. I thought you were going to switch the pick. Yes, I was. You're right. Thank you, Nebs. Tools 2. Tools 2. Tools 2. Hello. Is that still down below? I hope I didn't leave it at the Guardian Farm, because if I did, if so, that's the end of the stream, folks. Yeah. Yeah, see, we can't put shulkers inside of shulkers. I think I might have left it at the Guardian Farm with all my pickaxes in it. Really? Come on, Baba. The heck, dude? No, we need to go out here. That old brain of yours. Guilty. Yeah, I don't think I left it here. It's probably back at the Guardian Farm. Really? I have to admit, this is a kind of tricky tunnel to fly through. I mean, I feel it is. Maybe the rest of you, it's pretty easy. At least while at the Guardian Farm, you can heal that pick. Well, yeah, I suppose I could, right? I think I left that stuff up there. It's funny, you know, you get the render distance setting with the Elytra and the map becomes so small. Yeah, there it is. Let's go, Guardians. Fork over that XP. Those ginormous XP globes. This really is a heck of a farm for this kind of thing. In fact, the one in Generations is a passive one. But the only reason why I didn't make it manual is because you need 2 people, because it brings them to the Nether. Now, I could install the second portal that brings them back out of the Nether, like Nova did here. I guess I could do that. But we literally have other fish to fry in Generations, so... Such tasks are going to have to wait. Though I feel we made some really good progress in Wednesday's stream. Even if we spent nearly the other half of the stream just mucking around with stairs. How can I wedge these stairs into this tiny little space? I have to admit, this is very, very quick. Gaston, how you doing up there, buddy? Look at that. You can even see the squiddy farm from here. See the iron farm? Although the mobs aren't rendering in. I don't have the settings set up for that. Gastonio! Anyways, let's wrap things up, shall we? Let's see if there's anyone to whom we would like to raid out. Have a good afternoon. Nabs, it was so cool having you in the stream. Please rest up. Feel better. Let's go say hi to Jeannie. Wreckfest, huh? Okay. Nova, thanks for dropping by. I don't get to see you too often, so that's really, really cool. Let's see here. Set up the raid, shall we? Thank you, Nebs. So, up above, you can see the raid message that our moderator, Princess Nebula, has put up there in the chat. You can copy and paste that into the chat if you'd like to join us along on this raid. To Cheska's Jeannie, fellow buffoon, family-friendly viewers, just be advised that her stream is definitely intended for mature audiences. There's some language and some shenanigans and stuff, but she's super, super cool, and we have a lot of shared audience there, so chances are you'll see somebody there you know. Let's set up the raid itself. Raid. And we need a space between that. Right in there. I think that'll do it. And there we go. The raid is now counting down for Cheska. Just remember, everybody, that we do this Buffooncraft stream every Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That should be Kachi time. If Kachi feels up to streaming that day, we'll see. And then the stream after that should be Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that should be Generations. And we should be doing the Baby Zombie Rush creative world in there. We have some cool stuff that we're doing in there. So please, if you have a chance to attend that one, or at least watch the VOD, it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, everyone enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you happen to be. We are raiding out to Cheska right now. Bye for now, everyone.